Good evening, friends. This is Rohit Devangan again presenting you a very interesting indicator and very important and widely used indicator. It's called Supertrend indicator. And like in all other sessions, what we try to do is we try to give you basic concepts, and then we'll also try to incorporate them in our application, in our tool custom screener, where you can not only understand the indicator, view in the chart, but also you can screen based on these concepts and indicators. Okay. So Supertrend, what is Supertrend? Supertrend, it's based on ATR, and hence it's a volatility indicator. It tells and it gives a lot of signals, which we'll see shortly. It's plotted along with the price, like a lot of other indicators like moving average or the Bollinger Band or Keltner Band or parabolic Ichimoku. This is also plotted along with the price, so that its viewing is much more simpler. It generates buy and sell signal. So Supertrend indicator alone can give you a very good buy and sell signal, so that it is pretty easy to use. It also shows the trend of the stock, as the name suggests, Supertrend, so it has to show the trend. When it's red color, when it is red color, it means downtrend. When it is green color, it means it's uptrend, right? We'll take a small example to see how it appears in the actual stock. So over here, when you see here, over here it is green color, so it is uptrend. Over here it is red color, so it is downtrend, right? So as I mentioned, it gives buy and sell signal. So when the price crosses super trend, it automatically becomes green, and you see a start of a new trend. And when the price crosses below super trend, it turns to red and it gives you sell signal, right? So we have an example where it gives buy and sell signal. Like any other indicator, this indicator is also prone to certain false signals. Hence, we have given an example. In this particular scenario, it was a false signal. So perhaps a stop loss would be triggered, or it could be a wrong trade, right, in that direction. So the specific reason of why we put false signals here is to make all of our users, or basically audience, aware of that not all indicators will give all results at all time, right? So it's very important to understand this thing also, which a lot of other presenters trick you just showing the good things, whereas our thing is to tell you the real stuff, right? And also we'll go through backtesting to tell that how's the reliability of this particular indicator. Moving on, super trend. So what it gives you is, as we seen, buy and sell signal. So it's a breakout and breakdown. So there are certain other indicators also. If you're familiar, then this becomes a lot more easy. So we thought of mentioning them here, right? Bollinger Band is there, parabolic SAR, moving averages, trend line, channel, rectangle, and many more triangle, many more patterns are there. But the topic of discussion is super trend. The reason why we brought this thing here is because it helps you, if you are familiar with these concepts, it helps you to understand super trend in a much easier way. Supertrend, it was developed by Mr. Oliver Siban. It's good to give credit to the developer, right? A formula, it has a formula. I don't want to spend too much time. Just mentioning here is ATR. You don't need to know the formula. The values are calculated not only in the screener but also in the chart. So, but you'll hardly need to really calculate on your own in this era, right? Default settings, it has two settings, 10 and 3. In the course of session, we'll understand what these settings are. For most of the use cases, 10 and 3 or the default setting is good enough. Okay. So Supertrend use case, number one, as the name suggests, it identifies trend. It generates buy and sell signal, as we have seen in the previous slides. It can be used as support and resistance. It can be used as for identifying stop loss. It can be used on any time frame. So whether you want to do on a 1 hour chart or 1 day chart or 1 week chart or 15-minute chart, you can use it in any of the time frame, and you can use it in all asset class. So the asset class that we are using here is stocks, right? Strategies on super trend. So the most common and is basically, and that's what you'll see in a lot of places, is when super trend crosses above or below price line, right? Or price crosses above or below super trend. Right, so we go here, we go into custom screener. In custom screener, there's an option. So there are a lot of different options available. Sometimes it's a little overwhelming. If you are looking to, if you are looking for a direct indicator, what you can do is you just type super here, and it will directly take you to super trend. Right, it will directly take you to super trend indicator. This indicator is there. The default option is, so over here, you have to look at one of these options. So the option that we are looking here is cross above. So when you go back here, and this is what we are trying to illustrate here, right? So cross above super trend, I'm increasing the scope. So you see quite a few stocks which are coming where price is crossing above super trend. But one also thing to note down that because of last few days of election, due to election volatility is pretty high. So you'll see pretty bad signals out here, but let's see what happens. So this is an example where there's a lot of crisscross, and it's also good to see that the crisscross happens because that tells that not every indicator is pretty reliable. So again, there's a crisscross here, mainly due to the volatility it had because of this thing. You see another example. In this example, this is much better. So this is where the green signal starts, it's coming down, and again, it is crossing above. So as I said, that indicator you can use along with a lot of other things. If you see, it's nicely bottoming out here, right? And when it crosses here, it should give you better confidence. So the example that we are seeing is when super trend crosses above, or when price crosses above super trend, right? And this is the signal that we are referring to. Similar example is over here. Another example is when the price crosses our super trend, right? So this is the default example, and this is where the buy signal comes. Just opposite of that would be sell signal. So I don't want to spend too much time. It is just opposite of this is sell. Then next example, what we have here is trending up. So like any indicator, when it's trending up, right, it generally gives you a very good signal that the market is going up, or there's a strong bullish signal. Let's see if there's any example here which tells you trending up. When we look at trending up, there's no example today, perhaps because of the reason there's a lot of volatility in this market. Let's try to reduce the period to, let's say, 1 hour. And we see that there are quite few stocks which are trending up. Super trend is trending up, right? So this is where the cross happened, and again it is moving up pretty aggressively. So is super trend. So just looking at super trend, either you can use it as standalone, or you can use it along with some other indicator using super trend as confirmation that super trend is also trending up. So that should give you a lot better and aggressive bullish signal, right? AB Capital, super trend has started moving up pretty aggressively. So that's pretty evident out here. Next example, what we have here is flat bullish line, or flat bearish and flat bullish. So what we have seen is trending up. Just opposite of that is trending down. So I don't spend too much time on it. I'll let you play with the system. The next one is flat bullish line. So when we look at flash bullish line, maybe at daily tick, you see quite a few stocks which are there, which are giving flat bullish line. So what does flat bullish line means? Apart from giving trend, if the line is flattish, it means that it is in consolidation mode. So it can also help you to find stocks which are in consolidation mode, right? So these are the stocks which are not giving very aggressive direction. It's generally there was a small movement out here, but it's still pretty flattish, right? So this is where the consolidation is happening. You can set it to a higher period. Let's say you set it to 10, right? So that will give you a broader consolidation. Okay, lucky to have few stocks coming out. So if you see, this is a much broader consolidation, right? A much broader consolidation is happening out here, right? Much broader consolidation. So it's in pretty similar range. This is where it is happening. So the next one is like trend line. When it crosses above, it gives you buy signal, or you can also use it as support. Likewise, you can also use super trend for support and resistance. So when you see here, so flattish line, the flattish line would actually act as a support and resistance, like in this case, right? The next example that we have is basically you can use super trend for retracement, right? So when you go and say that super trend support, go and run the stock, you'll see that the stock has actually come down and taken support and retrace from there. So this is another very good point for entry. It's a bullish signal, right? Same way Avas, if you see, it was pretty flattish but coming down and then going up. So this is the point where you can still make something in the consolidation market, right? For small movements. You see, it's coming down and retracing, and then this is where you will see some of the areas where you can really enter the stock. Right over here, it's coming down and then retracing. So it was a pretty aggressive fall, but it retraced almost around the super trend line. You have an option out here that how much retracement do you want. So basically you can set it. So number of stocks that we are getting out here is 30. You set it to 2%, perhaps you'll get little more stocks, but the quality of stocks may deteriorate because the movement may be far from here. So you can adjust the gap between these 2 points, right? On weekly, maybe 2% would be a better idea, right? So when you can change it to weekly and see that 2% retracement out here, that may be a good idea because 2% is pretty normal when it comes to weekly chart. Or this is much better one example, right? Here you also see a small double bottom forming and it's almost taking support at the level of super trend. So this can be another very good example of using it, right, for bullish signal. What else do we have? So I think that's all we had for this thing. Apart from this, as I said, it can help you to identify the trend. So again, starting from scratch, when you go here, and if the close price is above super trend, that means it's bullish trend. If it is below, then it is bearish. So it is above this, so it's a bullish trend. So there was a movement here, consolidating and likely to go above. Right. So likewise, it is above super trend, so it's a bullish signal. So we have covered above, cross above, cross below. Sometimes it is important to see that it is above, but it's very close to super trend for you to see that, if it retraces, then you'll perhaps get into this thing. Right. So what you can do is you can add another super trend and say that one is above this thing and second is within. So within, let's say 1% of it. So price is above super trend and also price is within 1% of super trend. So when you run this, there's no example today on weekly. Let's try daily. Daily again, no example. That's okay. So 1%. Let's make it 2%. Maybe we'll find certain stocks. So yeah, there are few stocks which are above and within 2% of super trend. So this is where you can get an opportunity to get into the stock or start monitoring it or start preparing for your risk reward ratio. It could either bounce or it could bridge. So in either case, you'll be much better prepared for this action, right? What else we have? Okay, so we have another feature where you can compare super trend with other overlays. For example, this is super trend. One of our users mentioned that he wanted a daily price to cross above weekly super trend, right? So similarly, you can compare super trend with parabolic SAR or Keltner band or Bollinger band or other price range things. So what you can do is you can change change super trend to, let's say, close price and latest close and crossing above super trend. Now it's not possible for price to cross above super trend on the latest tick, but what you can do is you can go to advanced option and you can set to market hours, and this example is where you can get this condition, right? So what we are trying to do is on a weekly super trend, your daily price is crossing above that, right? So that can, so rather than waiting till end of the day or end of the week, what you can do is you can go more aggressive, that whenever that price is crossing above, so you work on weekly super trend. When price crosses is a good signal for you. So rather than waiting till end of the day or waiting till end of the week, what you can do is you can say that latest price is crossing above super trend. So we do not have any example out here, but you can work on different examples. Also, what you can do is you can use super trend, multiple super trend. So price is above super trend on daily tick, on weekly tick, as well as on daily tick, right? So in this way, you can use the same indicator across different ticks or different frequencies to get your results. So when we see out here, you'll find few stocks where price is above super trend on daily as well as it's above super trend on weekly tick. Another thing that you can do out here is, you remember we mentioned about 10 and 3, what those things are. We have an option of customizing that. So you can customize it to other numbers. You can change the period to 10 to something else of your liking. Certain users use 7 and 3, or you can use other numbers as well, right? So that example is also out here. So you can change it to 7 or you can change to this thing. The default super trend is on ATR. However, we have heard about certain users trying on different this thing overlays. So you can use SMA, EMA, or other things. If you think that, or you try it out, maybe that can give good results, you can document it and send it to us that you use something else. Or even if all these combinations, what we have known, or the feedback that we have got from you guys, if anything is missing, we'll be happy to add that, right? So what next in Supertrend? So to increase the reliability, like any other indicator, if you use multiple indicators, it will give you better reliability. So you can use along with RSI, that how much strength is there. You can also use with any candlestick pattern, especially when the breakout is happening. If there's a favorable candlestick pattern is made, that's again a good thing. You can use with volume for another thing. This one thing which we missed out on this thing, right, is the super trend is there. Let's say this is in a super trend, right? Now, if price crosses above super trend, but along with that you see, and if you are used to support and resistance level, right? So if this, you see a conflict between super trend support resistance and the other price action support and resistance, try to avoid that. If there's a conflict, if it is in favor of that, best, right? So you can use this combination to increase the reliability. If previous support or resistance is broken, brilliant, right? That's a very good example. Or even if previous support resistance is broken a tick or two tick back and super trend crosses today, then that's also a very good indication, right? So it's always good to utilize other knowledge of technical analysis along with any indicator of your choice. Pros and cons. It helps to identify trend and direction. One is missing. We'll see why it is missing. Number two, it gives dynamic support and resistance. We saw that you can use this filter out here. You can use this filter out here, that price taking support and resistance, or flattish bullish and bearish line. These two will help you to get dynamic support and resistance. You can use it for stop loss or risk management, the way you use your trend lines. It adjusts fast because it just takes last 10 days rather than going to very long period back. It takes that, and it uses ATR. It is superior. This is very important to understand. It is superior to moving average in a way, right? Not absolute, in a way, because if you see the movement out here of any super trend, it's much more aggressive. It just doesn't just change, it changes pretty fast, right? Generally, in case of a moving average, in case of choppy market, it gives a lot of false signals. Relative to that, super trend will give less false signals, right? So if you are used to moving average, you may want to consider super trend also. And the last one which has come out is simplicity, as it says that, price crossing above, it's very easy to visualize compared to a lot of other patterns. This generally gives much more flattish line. If you see parabolic SAR, it appears little more complex. If you see Bollinger Band, it looks a lot more complex. This one looks a lot more cleaner, right? So hence the simplicity, point number one out here. Then obviously, like any other indicator, this also has certain cons. We have seen an example in the first slide itself, right? You can get fake breakout to breakdown in sideways market. We have also seen, because of our election seasons, we saw quite a number of crisscross. In fact, most of the pattern failed during this market, right? So there's certain phases there which goes on an extreme level. So this is one such phase which we saw last week. We don't hesitate in making these slides on those period also, because at the end of the day, you need to know the real world, right? Rather than just a very, very artificial or very, very picky and choosy scenarios, right? And as I mentioned, it's a lagging indicator. So like any other technical indicator, sometimes the move is already done, and then you get the indication. So like any other indicator, but the bottom line is, it's a very good indicator, time tested. Lot of users use it very, very well. I have heard a lot of users using long term super trend for long term investments and other things. They do consider these things, and also a lot of users use it for shorter period as well. Okay, so that's what we wanted to cover. We have quite a few things which we try to cover. However, if you feel that certain points are not covered, you can always call us on this number, or if this on these numbers. Or if you feel that certain features are missing out here, you can always come back and say that we would require, or our analysis would get completed with this in this particular scenario also. We'll try to incorporate that, as we always do. We do listen. If you feel that this session was little too fast or was little too difficult, you can always request for demo, not only for this feature but any other feature also. Or if you feel that you have a strategy which is not very easy to explain, you can write it down. so that our engineers are well prepared to give you answers right on the call, right? And they'll do all the due diligence, or they'll do all the basically scenarios, whether it is possible or not. If it is possible, how it is possible, so that your time is saved, right? So with that, I'll be signing off for this session, right? We hope that you like this session. If you like it, please do like, share, subscribe, and comment. All these things gives us an indication that you are this is something which is useful to you. It gives us oxygen to come and do not only presentation, but also to build much more high-end things which can help you in your trading or investing decision, right? So thank you for now. See you very soon with another very, very interesting topic. Till then, bye-bye.